Everybody, it's akinabrodeak, author, mentor, minister, speaker. I am here to talk to you today about girls having sex, what you need to know. So, as I like to say on every video and tell you, I am the author of this book called 12 and Pregnant. It is a tween mom's guide to surviving and thriving after pregnancy. It is available on Amazon or Kindle. Pick it up. It's a good read. Everything that I talk about in these videos is in the book. So it's my goal to make you more aware, and it's my goal to inform you as much as possible. And hey, while I'm at it, if you like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe, comment on it, because if it's helpful to you, chances are it's going to be helpful to somebody else. So I'm going to talk about, just as a side note also, I just want you guys, in doing these videos, I want you guys to consider me like the aunt, like the cool aunt that you didn't have to talk to you about these things. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't have people to talk to us about these things, and we kind of have to learn on our own, but I am the voice of truth and reason, and I just want you to know that. The reason that I'm so passionate about these videos and doing these videos is because I became a young mom when I was 12, and so nobody is in a better position to tell you about these things than I am, and so that's why I do these videos. Just to keep you informed. And you can look at some of my other videos too. I have one, 12 and Pregnant in the 5th grade, just kind of talking about my experience. I have another one that I did about having sex young, which you need to be aware of. Go and look at my video audio and just kind of see what I'm talking about. So today what I'm talking about is birth control and being aware. And so this video is specifically for girls. Girls who are interested in having sex. I just need to first say this. If you have gotten your cycle, and I don't know what age you got your cycle, but if you got your cycle, if you've had that, you have a menstruation monthly, you are able to get pregnant from that moment on. So I just need for you to be aware of that. If you have sex or intimate with a young man who produces sperm, you are able to get pregnant. Those two combinations equal a baby. So just so that we don't have that happen, I want to talk to you about a couple things that you can do. Now, first off, if you have not told your parents that you are sexually active, and you feel like you need to, you want to get birth control, you can go to your school nurse. You can also go to the doctor. I don't know how you're going to do that without your parents knowing that you went, but you can do that. I want to give you some options. First off, first thing that you could do is the implant. They have an implant that they put in your arm. That lasts for 3 to 5 years. It is a hormonal birth control. You can get that. There's an injection. There's a birth control injection that you can get. These are all that these ones that I'm going to tell you about are what is the word that I'm looking for? They are reversible. So just consider that I don't remember how long the birth control injection lasts. But you can check that out with your school nurse or your family doctor. They'll be able to tell you. But that's a good thing for somebody, a young lady, especially sometimes it's very difficult to remember to take pills. And so of course, there's the birth control pill that you can take. That's another hormonal contraceptive that you can take that prevents birth. Only thing about that is you have to take it every day. You have to remember to take it. That injection and the implant, you don't have to, it lasts for a certain amount of time and you don't have to remember to take it. It does affect your period, your cycle, though. Sometimes you won't end up getting a cycle because of being on that particular birth control. Another thing, another form of birth control is a condom. And as a matter of fact, I recommend that you, when you're having sex, make sure that you're using 2 forms of birth control, because one form of birth control can definitely fail. So when you're having sex, make sure that you use 2 forms of birth control. Another thing that you can do is an IUD. IUD is something that they insert. I believe it has to be inserted by a doctor, but you can get that done, and that lasts for, I don't know the amount of time. I'm not a nurse, but I am certainly qualified to tell you about these birth control methods for sure. And then there's some other permanent things that you can do also. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the patch. You can also get a patch. A patch goes on your arm. I think sometimes they put it on your butt. And it's also hormonal. It goes into your bloodstream, and that's how it prevents birth. And so you could do that. Guys might tell you about the withdrawal method. They just withdraw, and then that you won't get pregnant if they withdraw. Don't ever do that. Don't ever, ever, ever in your life do that. That is equal signs to a baby. So don't do that. The Nuvaring. This is something. It's not permanent either. It can be taken out, but I do believe you have to get fitted for it from a doctor, if I'm not mistaken. And then that also goes along with the diaphragm. Same thing. Those things I believe you have to get fitted from a doctor, but it is something that's not permanent that you can use, and you can use it. I never used that one, but you can use that one. So if you want more information, get more information from your nurse practitioner. And then they have the female condom. Female condom is just something you use to put on. There's also the male condom. There's also the sponge. That is something I wouldn't recommend the sponge, because I know lots of people who've gotten pregnant using that sponge. So I don't recommend that one. And then there's, of course, spermicide. I don't recommend spermicide. Lots of people I know have gotten pregnant with that. So its effectiveness is not in the high percentages, because it's there and it might, but I wouldn't take any chances with that. Let's see. And then, of course, you can always, if you are a person who you don't ever want to have any kids, which you guys are young, so I wouldn't say that you don't want to have any kids. But there is, you can also get a tubal ligation. And that's where they clip your tubes, and then you're not able to get pregnant anymore. And that's permanent. So I hope this was helpful. Like I said, rate it, comment, subscribe, and like I said, pick up the book when you get a chance, Amazon or Kindle. And then I'll see you next time. I hope this was helpful.